Hi! Welcome to Jackpots and Hotspots, Las Vegas travel tips and news video podcast. Whether you're planning a trip or just missing being there, this is our place to talk about all things Vegas. So as we've been doing lately, let's kick it off talking about attractions and things to do. So we've been talking a lot about the holidays, a lot of holiday fun festivities going on. So I will continue to put a couple of links to some articles down below as a good reference point in case you're looking for some fun holiday stuff to do while you're in Vegas this holiday season, because there's a lot of really cool stuff. And instead of me just talking at you and reading a list off, you can just check them out for yourself. It is the first week of December, so we have the annual National Finals Rodeo going on in Vegas. So that's the big annual event taking over town right now. So anything and everything you hear about or see if you're there right now or planning a trip in the next week is probably going to be about that. There are a lot of little things you can participate in even if you're not part of the festivities. So definitely worth checking out kind of what's going on around the rodeo events, because there might be something kind of cool that you want to check out. But it is going on December 1st through 6th. And again, it's this huge annual event at the Thomas and Mack Center at the University of Nevada, Las Vegas campus. This weekend, Las Vegas also got to host the Whiskey Fest, so a smaller but kind of a cool deal put on by Whiskey Advocate. And it's their first year having this event in Vegas at Resorts World, December 2nd. They're having tastings and seminars on whiskeys from around the world. So for any whiskey aficionado, if you are a real whiskey aficionado, you probably are aware of Whiskey Advocate and maybe you're already aware of this event. But if you are interested in whiskey, it might be something worth checking out. I'm seeing if this is something they decided to do again in Vegas. So that's kind of a cool thing. Coming up, what's come out in the news, but it's not happening until 2028, they will have the NCAA Men's Final Four in Las Vegas. So they just announced that Thanksgiving week is when they made that announcement, but it will be in 2028 at Allegiant Stadium. I don't know a lot about sports, so I don't know when you need to look at tickets or how that works, but they have announced where it will be, so that's cool. That's very exciting. Always a good deal to have those events happening in Vegas. Moving on to resorts and casino news. I'm going to start it off with some bad news. The Mirage Volcano, the never-ending saga of if it will be torn down or not, it has been confirmed that it will be torn down. So now I'm really mad that I didn't make the time to go see it with my son when we were there this fall, but it will be torn down per a Hard Rock representative. So as you know, Hard Rock has purchased the Mirage. They're turning it into Hard Rock Hotel and Resort at the end of the year. And so the rumor's been going around, will the volcano be torn down or not? It will be. So gosh darn it, make sure you go see it if you want to. It's only like the show times, I think they've dwindled throughout the years anyway. It's only from like 8 to 11 p.m. I think, something like that at night. Obviously it has to be dark, but it's not easy to catch it anyway, but I think they have it every like 30 minutes from 8 to 11 p.m. or something like that. I'm sure it's on the website still, but make sure you check that out if it's something you want to see, or make sure someone in your party gets to experience before it's gone. No idea when it will be taken down, but that's kind of a bummer, but we shouldn't be too surprised. So it is the weekend of December 2nd, 3rd, 4th. So it is a busy weekend in Las Vegas, especially with the rodeo going on. There's a Raiders game and then all the concerts and stuff as usual. So if you are there this weekend, you might notice higher room rates, obviously. So it's just a very busy weekend, which means it's great. It's hopping. There's a lot going on. So be sure to throw your support there as much as you can just to keep everything alive. But it sounds like a hopping weekend. So if you are there, enjoy, have fun, partake in all the festivities, games, events, concerts going on, but there are higher room rates, things like that. So just be aware of that if you are there this weekend. Hopefully you already are, but if not, well, this is your warning. On a related note, room rates are at an all-time high right now. I guess since the pandemic in October, room rates did hit a new high, so that's not too surprising, but it doesn't really look like this trend is slowing down. So a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned that the economic outlook was that, tourism is going to level out and room rates hitting all-time highs now. It looks like that's following that trend. So let's hope it's not the case, that they don't continue to trend upward. Looking at those averages and those numbers going up, It makes it a lot harder for some of us to plan those last minute trips or those quick getaways. So hopefully it doesn't continue to go up. Things don't continue to go up. However, that does seem to be the trend right now. So just keep an eye on things. We shall see. My recommendation, keep an eye out for deals. Snag them when you find them. If you find a good airfare, snag it, figure out the rest later. What I like to do is when I find a deal, either I have like an offer code, or there's just a sale going on somewhere, you know, Southwest, or special rates with Caesars, whatever it might be. If I find either airfare or hotel deals, I will pull up that calendar, pick out kind of the dates or the deals are the best, pull up the corresponding calendar. So if I found deals on airfare, I'll then pull up the room rates for hotels and find if the low airfare and a low hotel will correspond. Because more often than not, what I've noticed is if one's low, the other's a little high, right? Does that make sense? So I pull up the calendar, I keep it pulled up, and then I look at the other thing and I try to find like a match as far as deals go or lower rates. Usually it works out okay. Sometimes if you have, again, offer codes, points to use, that can help kind of balance that out. But that's kind of what I like to do, because as soon as you find a good deal, you want to snag it, but you got to make sure you're not going to just pay what you saved in the room rate if you saved on airfare. Or if you got a comp room, you don't want to go on a weekend where airfare is super high, right? So you got to finagle that. So book them when you find them, but you might want to try to finagle it a little bit and take advantage of any special offers or points that you have available to you in 2023 for sure. In the business side of hotels and resorts, Vici Properties, Vici, I say Vici. Anyway, Vici, it's also a clothing line, by the way. I don't think it's the same company. Anyway, Vici Properties is taking over full ownership of Mandalay Bay and MGM Grand. So they already own half the stake in the properties, along with another real estate company called Blackstone Real Estate. So what these real estate companies do, in case you're not aware, is they'll buy it from the giants like MGM or Caesars. They'll buy the property from them, but then lease it back to them. That's what like they're doing with Bellagio and a bunch of other ones as well right now. It's a common thing. So nothing changes with like operations and stuff. It's just like a real estate investment thing. So I guess Vici Properties bought the rest of their stake in MGM Grand and Mandalay Bay for about $1.3 billion. And they did have half with Blackstone. So they bought their half from Blackstone, and then they're leasing it back to MGM. So not a big deal, but kind of an interesting real estate thing going on right now. Vici and Blackstone are two of the major investors that I've heard of in the area. So if you do hear about sales with those companies, it usually doesn't mean anything's really changing, but it's always nice to kind of be aware of what's going on just in case. Music performances. Garth Brooks has announced his residency for 2023, and it looks like he will now be adding dates for 2024 due to the amazing demand for 2023 shows. So that is pretty cool. He'll be at Caesars Palace for a residency, and that will be continuing into 2024 now. So that's cool. Word is those tickets won't be on sale, or more news about those tickets won't be out until May-ish. So keep an eye out for that. And if you're not going 2023, you may still have a chance next year. Miranda Lambert is also continuing her show at the Zappos Theater at Planet Hollywood next year. So she is adding 16 shows for 2023. That is cool as well. And keeping on that country theme, Carrie Underwood is also restarting her Vegas residency at Resorts World in June. So cool. Good stuff. Lots of things continuing, which is always a good deal in case you can't always see everything all at once, right? So it's always good to see them continuing to have those performances and residencies go a little longer. New Year's Eve is another kind of series kind of just started talking about. So I don't have a whole lot of news on that front, but it looks like Adele is adding in a couple shows during her weekends with Adele residency at Caesars. So she'll be on December 30th and then New Year's Eve as well. So if you're one of those Adele big spenders, because I think her tickets are pretty expensive, but if you're into that, that's a cool opportunity to enjoy that. I hear it's a really good show. And then I've talked about all the other stuff I found. There's a lot going on, so definitely worth checking out. It would be definitely worth your while to find something that you will enjoy, because I guarantee you'll find something to do. Another idea I have for people out there, maybe if you don't want to be out and about at midnight, or you're just not sure, you want to do a date night instead of like, just a New Year's Eve party, you could do something like dinner and a show. A lot of the shows are still going on. It's a Saturday night, so there's still a lot of shows happening at their regular show times. So you could do like a nice dinner and a show. Just make sure you make reservations ASAP so that you can get the times you want and have like a really cool date night for New Year's Eve. That'd be a lot of fun. In other news, a cool story I stumbled across was that a guy at the Cosmo, he hit the jackpot twice, 1 month apart from each other. So like it was like September or something, he was there, he played these numbers at this machine, hit a jackpot. A month later he comes back, same machine, same numbers, it's a jackpot again. Again, I'm not a gambler, so I'm not an expert on this stuff, but that is pretty cool. That's really neat. So you never know, I'm sure some can argue the science behind statistics and things like that, but I'd rather just have some whimsy and think that's really cool. And if you have your own strategy for playing, hey, do it, because you've got your own way and things are going to happen the way they're going to happen. In other cool news, the pigs are eating well again. You know what I mean by that? So apparently, first of all, this is something I read about back when the pandemic hit, and was really intrigued by. So there are pig farms in the Las Vegas area, and they get a lot of their food for the pigs from casino food scraps. So the leftover food from like casino buffets, things like that, are donated to these pig farms. So when the pandemic hit, not only did the hotel's food and beverage operations get shut down, a lot of the buffets got shut down and still are shut down, right? Most of them are just gone completely. So the pig farms are really suffering during the pandemic because they weren't getting all the food donations that they typically get as feed for the pigs. So those pandemic shutdowns really hurt the food supply for these farms. But now that things are kind of trending in a post-pandemic way, the supply of food being donated to the farms is going back up. So that's really good. If you want to support them, you can actually support those farms. Obviously, they're pig farms, so you'd be buying pig meat. But there is Las Vegas Livestock, LasVegasLivestock.com. That's kind of, I think, the main one, the one I heard about anyway. That is the farms. If you go to their website, you can actually look at how to purchase their meat. So that's pretty cool. And you can support these local Vegas farms. They're also kind of part of the industry, right? The tourism industry. So it's kind of cool. And there's this company called Combs Brothers that does the actual processing of the food scraps into the feed that goes to these farms. So remember, there's a whole process to it, right? So the hotel, casino, resort, they have to get the food, they have to donate it. Combs Brothers then processes it into feed for the pigs, and then they give it to the livestock farm. So pretty cool process there. So there are ways you can support the whole process, but also support these farms directly by, purchasing from them. Get online, take a look, see how you can be a part of the magic, other than just leaving your buffet leftovers for them to scrap. And it is the weekend of December 3rd, and in exciting news, the Budweiser Clydesdales will be in Vegas this weekend. So today, Saturday the 3rd, they are actually serving as a grand marshal of the downtown Summerlin Holiday Parade. People can go meet the Clydesdales, take pictures with them before the parade begins. I think the parade begins at 6. There's kind of like a meet and greet for pictures and stuff from 4 to 5:30. I think all of it's free. So I think the little meet and greet's free. I think the parade itself is free, of course. But the meet and greet beforehand is first come, first serve. So make sure, if this is something important to you, get there early so that you can be sure to partake in the fun and festivities and not miss out. Well, there you have it. Unbelievable jackpot odds. Pigs eating well again. Clydesdales in town. Things are feeling good. All is right in the world right now. So take advantage of these fun opportunities if you're in the area. If not, keep an eye out for more fun stuff. There's always something awesome happening in Vegas. And have a great week.